Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm just gonna be painting this scene from the movie The Theory of Everything. And I feel like I have to apologize once again for doing another movie scene in portrait orientation instead of just doing the full scene in all of its full horizontal glory, but I really like how cozy they look like this with them just being cramped up in such a small space. I feel like just the moment feels more intimate like this, but also I just really didn't want to do a bigger piece, and I felt like this was one of the few scenes that I could get away with cropping. But today I'm using my Holbein gouache and a few of my smallest brushes, which I want to talk about later on, because it did give me a few problems. But for now, I just feel like this painting, this whole process felt really weird. So I had this idea that it was gonna be this easy sort of piece. I actually had to do a commissioned piece before this, and I was also having a lot of problems with my phone not filming well, so I lost some footage for other videos that I was planning. I'm in the process of figuring it out, but until then, I'm so sorry for all of these late uploads. I'm hoping I'll be able to catch back onto my regular schedule, but my phone has really been stressing me out for a while. And so I just really wanted to sit down and do something simple to take me out of the stress that I was feeling, but I ended up severely underestimating this painting. It started off well because I really like this gouache. It just feels so smooth, and the process of laying it down onto the paper feels so effortless. And so these first few moments that I was painting was really relaxing. The problem was because I was using my smallest brush and I had to constantly pick up paint from my palette, that I was tempted to mix a lot of transition colors when my main goal for this piece was to have it be made up of very flat washes of color and just have their silhouette and the lighting be what makes it stand out. So in these first few stages, I felt like I was doing too much and getting frustrated with things that weren't necessary and things that I didn't need to be frustrated with. But I'm hesitant to talk about it actually, because I get a few comments that I am too hard on myself or that I beat myself down too much, but that's really not true. I don't know how it's coming across, and I really don't want my videos to give out negative vibes at all, but usually I just want to voice out my thoughts as I was painting, so guys could kind of get a feel for my process and how I get around things. It's never actually just me undermining myself or thinking of it as a reflection of my progress and my skills. So most of the time I'm really not beating myself up. I'm more of just bringing you along with me while I paint. But going back to this painting, and one of my biggest problems for this was me just using such a small brush and mixing and laying down too many colors that is straying away from my original simple vision for this tiny little piece. So every time I was able to use a bigger brush, the painting just felt a lot easier, and that's because I didn't need to pick out the colors as often, and so I wasn't tempted to change it up as often as well. So with him, I'm covering up a lot more area faster, and I could focus on laying down as much colors as I can, just so I can have something that I can do minor readjustments later on. So it's much easier for me mentally to focus on something that needs to be fixed rather than me just trying to build something up as perfect as I can on the first try. Also really bothered about the color palette, and I don't know if it's because it's actually too limited or I'm just not mixing it up very well, but the colors I think are too similar to each other. So the highlights that I was using for the stairs are the same colors that I was using to highlight the characters, and so it's taking away from the dramatic effect that I wanted. And so I even tried experimenting with different kinds of yellow. So I would use lemon yellow for the highlights that are hitting the characters, and then use permanent yellow, which is a lot warmer yellow, for the stairs. But I still didn't like it. I like the colors that I chose for them, but overall I just wasn't feeling it. And so I just went back to the original plan to make this look more flat and cartoony, and focus on the pose and the highlights hitting them to make this painting pop. And after that I felt so much better. Finally, it felt like something was going right. And also because I wasn't mixing too many colors, on this stage I was just worrying about making the colors look flat and even. I was more relaxed on this stage, and I just wasn't getting frustrated with things that I didn't need to be frustrated with. For one, just covering everything with this flat, even layers of paint gave me this clean slate to work on, and it helped me see the scene as a whole and not just focus in on minor details and getting fixated with that. So now I could see that this was going the way I had initially wanted it to look. But I do say that it looks very different from all of my other works. I feel like I don't think people who know me would look at this and say that and would recognize that it's mine, but I really like it. I don't know. It took me a while to figure out where to eventually go with this, but I did manage to end up with something that I like. I also decided to add some more cool colors to the lower half of the photo where the warm light isn't hitting them. I just really feel like it needs something different to add to it. But yeah, what do you guys think? I hope you guys liked it. I will be posting a more detailed gouache portrait tutorial soon. Hopefully my phone doesn't give out completely before that, but yeah, I'm really excited for that one. So thank you guys for watching, and I will be seeing you again hopefully soon. Bye.